Hey beauties, morning to you. Beautiful people. This is something that I said I wanted to speak on because I want people to be very aware. Because these days we seem to be very focused on mix up and blend up, which is fine because we're all entitled to do what we want to do. But you don't want to have to say, boy, if I only knew, if only I had listened, if only I knew, only I didn't decide to meddle in other people's business and just want to dabble in mix up and blender. As I said, you have that choice. However, this is what I want to say to you guys. I don't know if you've been watching the news or looking online and news, whether it is televised in terms of you watch it on the television or you use your different social media platforms, but because of this dry spell. And we heard about it last year when they talked about last year would have been the coolest year. Mind you, this year, January and February, especially for February, was really cold, in a sense. But it started to meter out, especially the second to third week of March. And they said because of the dry spell and what is happening, it is creating and wreaking havoc in the habitats of some of these reptiles, rodents, animals, and amphibians. Amphibians are like frogs and salamander and them little things there. Rodents would be like rats and so on. And what they call the other one, the reptiles are like what? Alligators, crocodiles, snakes, and whatever it is they fall under. So they were saying that the rats and the snakes will be coming through the different drains and so on in people's households. I think it is happening in places like Westmoreland, and it can move into the urban city. So sometimes you might go next thing, especially for people living in Kingston like myself. Sorry, you can probably open your door one day, you see a crocodile at your doorstep. It sounds funny, but it can be around, because it's crocs we really have here, or even a gator, an alligator. A lot of people don't know that deers are here in Jamaica, and they have been here for years, and they're more the Portland side. When animals feel like you're changing up and disrupting their habitat, not necessarily you, but whether climate change or whatnot, they're going to try and find safety somewhere where they can call home. So they will come. Naturally, they'll be afraid, when they see people and so forth, but they have no choice because when they're not thinking like us, they don't have emotional intelligence in a sense like us, the higher form of mammals, but they will try and look for somewhere that looks like safety. And you don't want any snakes and any thing there, rats. Or you forgot keep simultaneously in your house rat and mongoose and cat, because rats hate the cats, and the snakes, the mongoose know how to maneuver the snakes. So you have to be very vigilant. You have to find a way to protect your place, protect your space, and inform others, because I find that I think we're completely, really and truly distracted. I don't think we're aware of what is happening here. All right. Please, my beautiful people, don't just dabble in mix up and blender. Fine, if we're a human being, sometimes you want to hear one. And one of the things that people need to understand is that we're all born with that curiosity fiber or element in us. We have to be curious. That's the only way you'll grow and know and do better. What has happened is that it has been thwarted where we become meddlers. So it's not just about being curious about why the sun shines, why the moon is there, why this happened, that, and the third is that we have become people with itching ears, like to hear negative news about others. It stirs the narcissistic side in us. It stirs the arrogant side in us. It stirs the proud side in us, the pompous side in us, the haughty side in us, And we like, we have, as I said, the itching ear, and we like the meddling. That's a sad side of us as humans. That is why the Bible says none is good, no, not one. None is good. That is why you'll wonder how a man who was living so-called a decent life for all these years, trying to do good, suddenly get up and kill a plethora of people. He's just snapped and lost it. There is an evil side to all of us. So, that's just the problem, is that many people become meddlers, mix up and blender and they have I don't know, we live in a day and age now where people, it brings them joy to humiliate, to embarrass, to tear down, to kill, to steal and destroy. So they have said to Satan, let me push you aside, Satan. I want to take over your job. Go and go sit down and relax. Have your coffee, have your tea, have your snack. I'm taking over for you. I'm here to kill, to steal, and to destroy. When you just look at the internet, look at how people are doing people. I saw one with a woman. I don't know, she's in a way similar to me. Said I could may have this here, and my teeth was just strong, it wouldn't drop out as a youngster. But they had to pull it out. But I guess maybe I hope that, it set. It's just for me to get braces so I can kind of make it come back. And apparently she has something where the top part, like a set of teeth, kind of go under. And I saw elderly, when I say elderly, big women, probably in their 40s or older, literally being puerile, mocking her. You do them things when in high school, like you see some, look at her teeth, look at her. When you're big, you kind of operate a little different. Even if you're gonna criticize, you don't kind of behave like that. Like create a literal movie out of it. And I said, this is so sad. And these people were friends, good associates, good acquaintances, and doing these things. This is what is bringing joy, happiness, and peace to people. They feel good as adults, not understanding that, as what that physician had said, for every action there comes an equal and opposite reaction. What people don't understand is that I thought about it and I said equal and opposite. Saying, when you think opposite, you say, oh, so if it's good, bad can happen, or bad. No. What I'm thinking, that it's a double meaning. Opposite, as a word, opposite means, like when you have light, which is different from dark, that you have the equal reaction, the opposite meaning, but like a double dosage of the equal reaction. So you throw a ball up, gravity goes up at a certain speed and power. But when it comes back down, the speed and the power doubles or it triples. So understand that everything that you do, you feel good today, but tomorrow you will not. What you see happening to a lot of elderly people, older people, because it is at an inopportune time, it is because of what they did for years prior, how they treated people terribly. One of the worst commandments to break is part B of the, I say one of, is part B of the first commandment. When you don't love your neighbor, when you do not treat your neighbor the way you want to be loved and treated, God is going to hold you accountable at an inopportune time, a time when you cannot manage. So make your calling and election sure. Focus on what is important. You don't want to wake up and see snakes coming through your drains or rats coming through your drains, because that's going to bring another host of problems. Right? So focus. Get yourselves together. People, please. Because we're living in a different time. We have to, right now we really and truly should be our brother's keeper. That's what we should be. Right now, we should be our brother's keeper. Anyway, guys, a word to the wise is sufficient. As I said, sometimes, I notice we're living in a time, I must say this before I go, that we see a lot of, like an insurgence of cats about the place. Different places. I've gone to different locations. Why? Maybe it's a good thing, people. Don't try to forget. I know it can be like a nuisance, especially for the wild ones, the feral ones. But think about it. When they're around, the cats won't be around, the rats won't be around. I love animals, generally preferably like dogs, more, but I don't mind the cats and stuff. It's just that them, when the feral and the nails thing, when they go, and kind of stick on, and you like that, and scratch you, kind of be a little annoying and so on. But let me tell you, when they're around, your problem, that's the number one problem solver for cats. Naturally, now if you get no rat poison and all them things, them harsh chemicals. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please share this message. Thank you.